I actually saw a video. I think I sent it to our Goddess Girl group where it was just like, okay, I don't know if I have to like put science studies behind this now, but it wasn't me. It was a video. I'm just reiterating what I saw. But it was saying new science studies have shown that women need other women in their lives and deep connection. And it scientifically proves that they're actually healthier and happier when they are around those other women. Like women need women, just like men need men. Like you need your men time, you need your women time.
You go look back at history and look at how women's circles were in ancient times.
Yes.
I mean, you look back at ancient communities and like when the women would sync up on their menstrual cycle, and when they would bleed, they would all go into the same tent and bleed together and share that experience together. And
maybe rare communities even now today that are very very rare.
Absolutely, it's of course. And you know, like same thing when a woman would have a baby, all the other women in the community elders, would move into her tent to help support her through those early stages of childhood and childbirth and all that, and the men would go out and hunt. And it's like it is innate in our DNA and in our nature to desire this connection with other women and creating community, especially during the times that we need it so desperately. And just like you said, same thing for men. Like men also need that. That's a whole other topic, because I think that, as we know, you know, in our culture and in our society, men are very fearful of letting their walls down. Oftentimes, not all men, but generally more than women, they are being vulnerable, allowing other people in. But men also need that with each other, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that all around we can grow from connection and community. We can flourish, we can heal parts of ourselves and just live optimally if we really can create that.
Well, think about even like motherhood, right? Because it made me think about that when you were talking about like, oh, when women used to go in for childbirth, because I recently had a baby 8 months ago, and I was really preparing for a home natural birth. Like I was so determined. I'm like, this is what I want. And like the amount of literature I would read, the books, and just kind of like the ancient wisdom that came around childbirth and all those things, like
motherhood.
I cannot remember. I think it's called Reclaiming Childbirth. It's like a red book. Probably have to link it below in the show notes, but I recommend it to I'm going to give it to anyone else of my girlfriends who have yet to have a baby, or anybody who's going to have a baby. I recommend this book because it gives a in-depth critical history about women all throughout history of time with resources and childbirth and the connection. There is like a section in the book that I remember reading about how it like tells a story that kind of sums up all the knowledge about a woman about to give birth, and like each chapter goes to like the next stage of like the transition and actually giving birth, and how her mother and her sister are with her in the tent preparing her for the next phase. And then as soon as the baby's born, they show her what to do. And think about like, you used to be surrounded by grandmothers, wet nurses, aunts, women who you would watch breastfeed. I don't think other than my sister, like my adopted sister, who was like 17 years older than me, and for a very, very brief time, because she was back and forth between Germany at this time. Other than that, I don't recall talking about, learning about breastfeeding.
Interesting.
At all. And my mom didn't breastfeed us, so it's like she didn't have the support to get through that in the hospital. And that's like when the Leche League was really like, you should breastfeed, but we're not going to teach you how. And if you don't, you'll feel shamed for it. And that's like the formula age.
It was the formula age, yeah.
So it was really pushed and encouraged to do formula. And I did not know, and it's so different for every woman, but for me, the breastfeeding journey at the beginning was so hard. So hard. And if I did not have a community like La Leche League or my midwives at the time, or my sister, because she was going through the same thing with me, like we both wanted to breastfeed so bad. And it was like, and you too, I remember calling you, even though you were like living in a different country, you were still like my number one support, because you were my only friend who had a baby
and breastfed
at the time. So I'm like, I was calling you for everything. I'm like, my nipples are so sore, they're cracked, they're bleeding, I can't do it. No. And it was just like, it required so much persistence and education and support that I found in like a breastfeeding community that I would have never found before. But it was almost difficult to do that because it wasn't something that was like readily available or talked about. Like, you really had to hunt and find
the right people to help support that journey.
The right people. And it's it could be feeling so, because when you can't feed your baby, It is like the most stressful.
Yeah.
You're already postpartum, going through all of the hormone drops, and it's just
so
and when
hard.
it's something you want so bad.
Yeah. I had a bit of an easier time with Aubrey, even though with my first it was still really hard to learn. But with Lily, I had such a hard breastfeeding journey with her. So many specialists, oh my God, so much. But I agree with you.
But that's when mothers come together.
Had you not had that community, what would that have looked like for you? It might have been totally different, right?
I can see why people don't breastfeed sometimes. Like I see that.
Oh, absolutely. It's so hard. It's so hard. It is so hard. But a fed baby is the best baby.
That's right. Totally. Yeah.